Hello there everyone, and welcome to our Nostalgic Memories release. So in this release we have lots of beautiful products. We have some 6x8 stamp sets with coordinating colouring stencils and dies for some of them. We also have a 4x6 stamp set and a 3x4. As well as that, we have some standalone die sets, which include a cover die and some sentiment dies too. As well as that, we also have some layering stencils, one of which coordinates with a 3D embossing folder and some standalone 3D embossing folders. First up, we have Nostalgic Florals. Now this is a beautiful 6x8 stamp set. You can see that we have tons of outline flowers on this, as well as some outline leaves that you can kind of mix and match to create your own floral clusters. As well as that, we also have the die set available, which is going to cut around all of the images from the stamp set. As well as that, we also have a simple colouring stencil set. Now this includes 3 6x6 stencils, each of which have a different portion of the stamp from the stamp set to create beautiful images really quickly and easily by colouring them with a little ink. We do have the layering guide within the packaging, so you can quickly and easily pop these together. This would be a great one for all different occasions, and we are sure you're going to have so much fun colouring this in. Next up, we have Retro Bicycle. Now this is such a fun set. So we have a layering stamp set which includes a vintage bicycle as well as a basket of flowers that you can add to the front of the bike, or you can add them on their own. We do have the layering guide within the packaging, so you can easily pop this together. We also have tons of inspiration inside as well. As well as the stamp set, we also have the coordinating die set available, which is going to cut out the bike, the little basket of flowers, and also 3 of the large sentiments. Next up, we have a blooming gramophone. So we have the music box and then 3 different horns that can be attached to it to create the different looks of the gramophone. And we also have different details that you can add to the music box to make them all look different as well. As well as that, there's some other little pieces that you can use to embellish it, and there's some sentiments too, which go along with the music theme of the stamp set. Next up, we have birthdays around the world. So we have tons of happy birthday sentiments on this one in all different languages. So this one is inspired by the design team and all of the various languages that we all speak, or the kind of countries that we live in. So it's a great one to add to your crafty stash. Next up, we have Groovy Garden. Now this is a 4x6 stamp set. This one is more of a jigsaw layering set, I would say, where things kind of fit within each other to create the beautiful images on the stamp set. You can see that when we open it up, you can see that we do have the layering guide, so you can quickly and easily pop these images together. We also have the coordinating die set available, which is going to cut around the 3 flowers from the stamp set and the 3 leaves. Next up, we have Label Love add-on. Now this is a 3x4 stamp set and it includes 6 little sentiments. Now this works perfectly with the sister stamp set of the Label Love, but you can use this one on its own to create some really beautiful looks. Next up, we have a Zero Waste 3D Floral cover die. So the cover die itself is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it will cover the front of a A2 card base perfectly, but you can see that we have all of these beautiful floral images as well as leaves on there. You can then use this, which would usually be the waste, as layered flowers. So you can colour these with your favourite colouring mediums, layer them up and create some beautiful embellishments. Next up we have Sweet Blooms Die Set. So in this one we have a number of different layered branches as well as some layered flowers and then some really cute flowers too. So you can see that we have all of the dies in here. They can layer up on each other, or you could also just leave them without the layering and then create your own clusters that way. We do have a suggested layering guide right on the back of the packaging on how you can pop these together and then create your own floral clusters or even floral wreaths. Next up we have Stained Glass Mandala. So in this one we have 3 different mandala designs which can be layered one on top of each other to create a really intricate design. That being said, you don't necessarily have to layer them if you don't want to. This would make a great focal image or a frame for a focal image or even a beautiful background. Next up we have Mini Instant Camera Frame die. So you can see that we have this cute little Insta frame. So as well as cutting the frame itself, it's also going to add some little perforated dots underneath the frame itself to add a really cool look to this one. Next up we have Far Out Phrases. In here we have 4 different sentiments as well as a ampersand. You can add these together to create your own custom words if you wanted to. You do get the sentiment and also the shadow, so you're able to create more of a layered look with your sentiments, so you can kind of really focus on those. Next up we have XOXO and More. In here we have 5 different sentiments including the XOXO, which is very, very cute. As before, we have the sentiment as well as the shadow, so you can layer these up to create a really beautiful focal point to your designs. Next up we have Birthday Wish die set. So in here we have the happy birthday sentiment. Again, we have the sentiment itself as well as the shadow piece, so you can then pop these into place onto all of your fabulous birthday cards. Next up we have Flowers and Petals as well as the circle frame. Now these work perfectly together, but you can also use them without each other. So don't think that you need both of them, but they do work in conjunction. So for the Flowers and Petals stencil set, we have 4 6x6 stencils. They all fit perfectly together to create this really beautiful background image. And the circle can be cut out using the circle frame. So you can see that we have the circle frame and we also have the little circle mask. So you can use this to create various different looks on all of your projects, and you can use this by itself if you want to. Next up we have Good Vibes stencil set. So in here you have 3 6x6 stencils, all of which have 3 different designs, as well as the masking pieces from the stencils too. Now these ones work really, really well and easily. All you're going to need to do is ink and then flip them and then ink again to create these beautiful patterns. We do have the layering guide within the packaging. If you do want to use colours next to each other, that's what the masking pieces are for, and then you're going to be able to create really cool, vibrant effects. Next up we have Sixties Sunshine. So first up we have the Sixties Sunshine 3D embossing folder. There's a 6x6 3D embossing folder, so it's going to enable you to make this design on your cardstock. As well as the 3D embossing folder, we also have the matching stencil set. So this includes 3 6x6 stencils, 2 of which are going to be able to colour the embossed petals of your design, and also the third one is going to add in the flower centres. You can use the stencil set by itself and also the 3D embossing folder by itself, but it does work perfectly together. Next up, we have Carnival Canopy 3D embossing folder. This is a really cool one. I do love the kind of sun ray design that we have on this one, and that it's off-centered really does add a really great look to it. As it's a geometric design, it's going to be able to be used for all different occasions and different styles of cards. Last but not least, we have the Vintage Tile 3D embossing folder. You can see that we have this beautiful look on here. It's very kind of a retro petal shaped on this one. One side will deboss, the other one side will emboss. If I turn this over, you can see the design that you're going to be able to create onto your cardstock just by running this through your die cutting machine. Now here is a look at all of our fabulous design team projects. We are sure these are going to inspire you to create something beautiful. We really do hope that you love the look of this release as much as we do. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.
Hello crafters, Jen here. For more tips, techniques, tutorials, and to discover which paper crafting products are right for you, subscribe to Altenew's YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Thanks for watching.